without reverting to the Congress, broke that treaty. Now the capital, Niamey, is in darkness. And you are saying we are going to... This is a country that has 40% of its budget is foreign aid. Biden sanctions, you close their borders, no-fly zone, you close, you cut electricity. Well, what is at stake is more than just what we see. Well, we don't understand. The president needs to be properly briefed. Prof, and he isn't. He doesn't look like he is.
Prof, well, except that in war, all is fair, as in love. So if we cut off their electricity, it may not hurt us significantly. We get 85% of electricity supply in Nigeria from thermal stations. Igbin, Geregu, Afam, Omotosho, you know. All those stations are thermal stations. Kanji, Shiruru, and Jeba are the ones that depend on hydro. So even if they dam, you know, the river Niger, we'll still be fine, I guess, if we put our hearts together. But you were saying that President Tinubu wants to go to war so as to give his government legitimacy. What is the connection?
Absolutely. Very important connections. So President Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his election is contested, is still in court. He has legitimacy issues nationally and internationally. And for him now, he's the ECOWAS chairman. Of course, he gives him that chair, but still, the elephant in the room is the election is still contested in court. Well, if he does that, now the Western world are calling him. The other day, they say the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, called him to find out. Nigerians should ask, did Kamala Harris ever call when people are slaughtered anywhere in the North? Anywhere in the North? They care for us. Or Macron calls us, calls the president. They don't care for us. They don't care for Nigerians. They care for what is on the ground. And we need to be very, very careful. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should be very careful and not drag Nigeria into this proxy war between NATO and the Soviet and Russia in Niger. And Wagner are coming to Niger, just like they are in Libya, in Sudan, in Mozambique, in Guinea, in Mali. And the moment they get into Niger, they are after resources. And the most important resource is uranium. Niger has the 7th largest deposit of uranium that France has been exploiting since independence. And you see the penury, see the poverty in Niger. The second thing is we have this trans-Saharan pipeline that is built to be piped from Warri through Niger up to Algeria, to stop in Algeria and then go into Morocco and Tunisia to Europe. This is a very, very important pipeline for Europe and the United States as an alternative, because Russia, during this Ukraine war, is blocking supply of gas to them. So this is very, very important. The United States is there not for God, country, or the love of Nigeria or Niger. They are there because of the resources. France, we know France has been there. France has never loved democracy. We need to be very careful. At a time, and I wrote it in that letter, in that piece, at a time when African Francophone countries, like Burkina Faso, like Mali, they are severing their ties with France. Our president Bola Ahmed Tinubu is being dragged into being their ally.
Prof,
they can never be good allies.
Prof, today is the deadline that ECOWAS has given, and you are saying forget about military intervention. Would this not amount to a loss of face, not just for Nigeria, but for all the other countries, considering the fact that our Chief of Defense Staff, General Musa, is even the chair of the ECOWAS chiefs, defense chiefs? How do we live with that? What will look like an embarrassment, or if you like, disgrace? Because the coup leaders in Niger, they've been snubbing Nigeria routinely. No,
Ruben, we have never had issues with Niger. During the Civil War, Niger was a very important ally when Cote d'Ivoire and Gabon were against us, when France was against us. Niger has always been a steadfast ally of Nigeria. We've never had issues with them. We've never fought them. We go in there, we will see the father and mother of banditry and Boko Haram like we've never seen. Forget faces. It's not our ego or the face of the president or anybody. It's about Nigeria and about the lives we are going to commit to battle. This is the most important. This is not well thought through, this is misguided and will not be accepted by people, especially we here in the north that live in close proximity to this war. These are our flesh and blood. They are our people. They've done nothing to us. They are our allies. You go to Zamfara, you go to Katsina, you go to Niger, you go to Borno State. They have been helping villagers when bandits come. And over 300,000 of Nigerians are IDPs in Niger Republic from all of these conflicts. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, instead of starting a fresh war, we want you to close these wars. Boko Haram, 14 years. Banditry, 9 years. We want you to give marching orders to the military. We want this Boko Haram and banditry to end and end now. It can be done. We don't want it to be a forever war. Our societies have been devastated. Economies devastated. Our schools, hospitals, infrastructures devastated. You are starting another war and you expect us to support you? Why?
Okay.
We voted for you. That is we, not I. I didn't vote for you. Those that voted for you to bring peace to our land. We want you this year to bring an end to Boko Haram and banditry instead of opening another battle front in Niger Republic. That is your mandate from Nigerians, not ECOWAS.
Well, Prof, you've been talking about proxy war. Russia and NATO, you kept mentioning them. Well, France is also at the center of this. France, Germany, the US, they have military bases in Niger. And some people have been saying, why did they fold their arms and allow the coup to take place? That's one question. But specifically the role of France. You said France doesn't like democracy. Well, there has been a rebellion against France in Niger and also in Mali. The coup leaders in Mali have just decided to cancel about 11 agreements that they signed with France in 1961, including France having control over their external reserves and also, having the first right of refusal over mineral resources in the country. Is this the beginning of the end for France in West Africa, or it may not go that far?
We hope and pray it is. All these colonial powers should leave these colonies alone, should get out of their colonies. They've been exploiting their resources. Look at all the Francophone countries. Very rich in natural resources. Nothing to show. What are they doing there? What have they benefited from their being there? And France is now coming to tell us, oh, it loves democracy. And the United States, that it has no business being around here, has bases with over 1,000. They have about 1,100 soldiers there with drone base. They are watching over all the Sahel. They are saying they are after terrorists and Islamists. And France has troops there. They moved their troops that were kicked out of Mali into Niger. We are in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in Niger Republic, that no war should come to them. We will be the ones who are going to suffer in northern Nigeria, and we are not going to give any support to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to commit our forces to this unguided and unjustified war. I cannot be any more clearer than this.
Okay. Let me go back to the Constitution. What if President Tinubu, backed by Nigeria's National Defense Council, decides to go ahead? What will be the implications? Because the Constitution's sub 5, Section 5, says, notwithstanding the provisions of Section 4 of this section, the President, in consultation with the National Defense Council, may deploy members of the armed forces of the Federation on a limited combat duty outside Nigeria if he is satisfied that the national security is under imminent threat or danger, provided that within 7 days he will now seek the consent of the Senate. So what if he goes ahead in a limited sense?
Right.
What will be the implications?
Good. Good. One thing, Nigeria's national security is not threatened. It's not under threat. Neither the president nor his military chiefs have come and convinced Nigerians that our national security is under threat. It isn't. We see no reason, we see no evidence to show that. And National Defense Council, who are the constituents of that National Defense Council? Who? He does not even have his cabinet. What council is he talking about? The only council he has himself and his advisors and the service chiefs. The service chiefs are not, they are subordinate to political powers. And the president cannot make decisions alone like he's been making, even during the economy. You see all of this, the economy, he's doing all of this, the economic policies without assembling his own team. So he cannot do that, and he will not do that, and we will not allow him to do that. We will protest, we will not let him do that. We will mobilize people, all Nigerians of good faith, against this war. There's no reason to go to this war. He has not even talked to Nigerians to convince us why he should send our men and women into harm's way. And most importantly, we do not have the capacity to do that. This is the honest truth. The danger is that the United States or France or NATO will come and tell our military or our president, we are going to help you with logistics. This is what they did in Libya. They killed Gaddafi and then they ran and left. Look at Libya, where it is today. This is Iraq. Where are they today? This is Afghanistan. Where is it? Wherever they go, bad things happen.
Okay.
So, our president should not commit our military to this misguided war without talking to us Nigerians and convincing us. But I will tell him this for free, that his advisors will not tell him. We in the North, we will not support any form of aggression on Niger Republic. Unprovoked. We see no reason to do that. None at all. None. Well, we have enough problem. Mr. President and your military should look inward and take care of Boko Haram and banditry that have been plaguing us for the last 14 years. You cannot handle this ragtag bandits on motorcycle. You are pulling tanks and going there. This is your job. Do not leave these two wars as abandoned project and move to open another theater of war, which you will lose. You will lose. What is your exit strategy? What is your exit strategy? You go there, put Bazoum and live. Are you going to remain there forever to hold Bazoum?
Okay.
Come on.
Prof, it's interesting.
Common sense must come in here.
It is interesting to note that you are not alone.
Go ahead.
It's interesting to know that you are not alone. This position you hold. Chief Olabode George shares your view. Senator Shehu Sani said more or less the same thing. The Jamaatul Nasrul Islam also issued a statement to that effect. And of course, the lawmakers from those 7 states that I listed earlier on also share the same view. But let's see what happens after today when the deadline is over. Whether the ECOWAS heads of state and government will reverse their position and say that, well, they will just be watching the development story and stick to diplomacy in engaging Niger. Thank you very much, Professor Yusuf, for joining us on This Day Live, the Sunday Talk Show.